Thank you. Yes, so my name is INTARS GARBOVSKIS. I'm leading security practice in Accenture, Latvia. And for the next couple of 30 minutes approximately, I'll try to highlight what were the outcome and results of the survey we did together with HFS research company with the main objective to understand what are the current state of cybersecurity and what are the areas for improvement and what we can do to make it more secure and more, how to say, sophisticated. Just to begin, maybe on the survey, so we surveyed approximately 200 cybersecurity professionals across the globe from the various geographies, covering a lot of industries. So the results are covered by the most of the parts of the world and their opinions of security professionals across the world. And of course, the main theme in the survey was about the digital trust. With that, we understand basically this is very linked to cybersecurity in general, and this is one of the biggest parts of this digital trust, meaning we need to make sure that we have really good state-of-the-art cybersecurity in our company to make sure our partners, our clients, customers, and also our employees really feel that we are trusted company and all around the data and data security is protected well in our company. And of course, the brand is one of the key cornerstones of this digital trust. So without that digital trust of our partners, we cannot make sure our brand of the company is really known and well treated. So here in that first slide, you can see those elements that form the digital trust. What it requires to make sure we can reach this digital trust on a highest level. So as you can see, really holistic approach to cybersecurity and making sure that this is part of our business processes and not as a standalone process that is in many situations the case. And of course, it requires new thinking, new ways of how we hire people and how our workforce is managed. In addition to that, of course, there must be really high support and involvement from the top management, as it has been always, and it will be always the key cornerstone to make sure the digital trust is really at the top levels. And of course, when we talk about the partners of the company, then this is another aspect where we need to pay attention, that just to avoid that our partners, suppliers are not the weakest chain, because in many cases this is where the main and the biggest breaches come from. What we found out actually that some really interesting facts. For example, that approximately 69% of all respondents admitted that during the last 12 months they experienced some kind of data breach within the company that was caused and or done by employees, by insiders. So this is really, really interesting and pretty high number, which shows that main concerns should be across the internal employees and insiders. So many of the breaches are done by them. That's what we see from the survey we did. On the other hand, what we see that also approximately half of respondents say that not only real data breaches from insiders, but half of the respondents confirmed that the biggest concern from their perspective actually is external threats. So that's obvious, and we all that know that the threats, external threats, are really increasing drastically from day to day, and it means that there are two aspects: internal staff and employees who actually, in many cases, can do anything they want and make sure that company's name appears on the headlines on a negative side. And of course, there are external threats that always are in the nowadays increasing. Then, of course, also we noted from the responses that really big emphasis is on the digitalization and transforming the cybersecurity in general to the new ways how to manage that, and approximately half of respondents admitted that yes, this is kind of a trend where they are going, but this brings also a lot of high risks and cybersecurity threats along with that. And of course, main things that are concerned about what companies and businesses are concerned are brand reputation and of course customer services, customer support. So as you can see, 37 and 43 respectively admitted that those areas are really vulnerable. So it's very easy to make big, huge companies to appear on headlines highlighting huge data breaches, and this is, as we can see, main concern from the security professionals, that these areas we need to protect really good, but of course there are a lot of challenges how to do that and how to make sure our reputation stays good for all the times. And just to summarize a little bit on the gaps that might somehow, on a negative side, impact this digital trust, which is really main aspect nowadays. How we can grow our business and make sure that our suppliers, our customers really rely on us. Then we need to reach this level of really good level of digital trust. And so these are the 5 areas where we identified there are concerns around them, because they can really impact this digital trust. First of them, of course, is talent. What it means, big part of those respondents noted that this is a big problem to find and hire the right people with the right skills and at the right time. So this is one of the main issues that blocks a lot of companies basically move to the next level and really make company more secure, just because they are not able to find the right experts, real professionals in that area who can help implementing and also maintaining not only technologies, but in general the processes and organization in the company. Then technologies again. I think I can highlight it once again quickly, very shortly, but that's obvious and clear to everyone. Technologies are changing so quickly, and this requires a lot of efforts and investments to make sure we can be even close to the people who really want to steal something or really make some data breach in our company. So this quick growth and change in technology is really one of the pain areas which companies are trying to solve and wrap up, get closer to that gap. Parity, with that we mean that security controls and processes, technologies are equally implemented and available across the organization, not only for specific department, for example, or for some specific part of the company. We have super secure controls implemented. We are using the newest technologies, and in another part of the organization we don't think even about the basic security aspects. So that's the issue that we identified, and it means organizations must think about cybersecurity on a company level, not only for specific parts of the company or for specific divisions of the company. And going forward to the budget, again, never-ending story and an issue that is on the agenda all the time. Not enough budget for hiring the right people or training them, as well as not enough budget to buy and implement the newest technologies that might, let's say, increase the level of security in the company. But of course, there should be ways and options how to make sure the cybersecurity budget is really part of the company's overall budget, not considered as something as overhead cost, etc. And of course, management support, as I mentioned at the beginning, without that, it's not possible to implement, maintain appropriate level of cybersecurity and cybersecurity defenders. So this is critical part where we see gaps still, and we saw in our survey. Approximately 36% of respondents confirmed that they don't think security is top priority for their management, and they even say that they don't understand what are the core of the cybersecurity. A little bit more about each of those finding areas very quickly. I already touched the talent issue, so there is a real shortage of cybersecurity experts that companies need, but they cannot hire for different reasons. And as I mentioned, that there is approximately more than half of the respondents say that they think that their employees really are not able to prevent the real data breach because of the awareness they have. So that's pretty high percentage, just highlighting that in case there is some attacks, then employees most probably will not recognize that this is some real attack and someone is trying to get unauthorized access or data. Then of course it's a link to the budget, but 40% approximately highlights that they don't have enough budget to train the people and also to hire the right people. So which obviously is an issue, and there should be some of the ways how to find solutions, and I'll talk about in a couple of moments. And of course, very interesting number is 76% of respondents say that they really feel that there are needed some improvements in approach how they perform threat and vulnerability analysis. So, which means really an area where either company itself or with help of other companies can do better in this area, which means this is really huge potential here in that point. And of course, opportunities how to solve those issues around talents. Again, acquiring those top talents, which of course would help to move to the next level and make company more secure against external and internal threats. Of course, this should go together with really good and well prepared awareness programs, which in many cases is not in place in most of the companies. So this is one of the elements which can decrease this internal data breach percentage in the companies. And of course, really good cooperation with external companies, partnerships, trying to get people on the time when it's really needed. Here we come to one more pretty new wording called liquid workforce, basically meaning that companies can get the right people at the time when they need and not keeping them for as a regular employees for the long period. So that's one of the trends as well that we see is coming up and will be quite useful in the future as well. Moving to technologies, again, in a couple of words, still we see at the moment the main technologies that are used are still firewalls and encryption. That also the respondents report that yes, these are the technologies we use today to make sure our data, not only our and also client data, are secured properly and protected properly. But of course, what we see in addition to that the largest growth is anticipated in the areas like artificial intelligence, cognitive solutions, data anonymization, behavioral tracking, and also automation. I would say artificial intelligence together with automation is the key trend, and this for sure will be the main areas where companies would be required to invest and think about, because this is the next level and next age where we will go. So without that, companies won't be able to be competitive and successful. So artificial intelligence with automation is the future trend also for cybersecurity. How it could work basically with those automated and solutions with artificial intelligence elements would do most of the things on behalf of the person, and those security experts would have more time basically to look at more complex issues rather than doing the things that can be done and automated by machine. In addition to that, not only automated, but those machines are able to learn, and next time you don't need to do it manually, but the things that has learned by machine, they can be done already by the machine instead of the person. So these are really trends, and we see them as new technologies, new ways how to budget find the budget for cybersecurity, as well as new ways how to hire new talents, to make sure they are within the company at the right time and for the time they are really needed. On Parity, as I mentioned a few slides back, this is one of the issues that we see, and specifically talking not only about company itself and company's internal divisions, departments, but also if we talk about partners, suppliers of the company. What we see that in average respondents mentioned that only 35 to maximum 57% of their partners, their suppliers are vetted. So what it means, big part of them are not even vetted, and we don't know with whom we are working and what threats they can bring to us. So meaning this is a really huge risk in this area, as most of the companies are not 100% vetting their cooperation partners and suppliers. Of course, there is sign that they have planned to vet more than they are doing now in terms of suppliers, but still this percentage is pretty low, meaning that in this area, risk that our suppliers can bring to us is very high. And even worse situation is when we talk about marketing and sales forces that actually basically 25% indicate that their marketing department sales forces is either not very or only somehow secure. So meaning that this is the difference. For some business units we put in place very strong controls, and for marketing and salespeople in many cases we don't think about security at all. However, there are big chance that a lot of really sensitive company data might be leaked just because we don't consider this department on the same level as others. Moving forward to budget, again, I think I can spend just a few minutes on this because this is a very obvious topic that always we will not have enough budget, always we will need more, but this is at the moment what security professionals are saying. This is really the biggest inhibitor actually to allow companies increase the level of cybersecurity, not enough budget, and also the same applies for trainings and hiring process for the right experts at the right time. And on the management, I think this is really critical thing that was found out that as you can see, just not just, but 35% actually believe that management doesn't concern themselves with security. So meaning that they think this is something not part of the organization, separate unit doing something by their own. So it's still a really high number in nowadays that 35% say they don't think management is really involved and thinking in the right way when it comes to cybersecurity. And of course, approximately the same percentage means that the management also considers that security is really some additional costs, and which goes together with the point I just mentioned. Pretty high percentage of top management people who really don't understand what it means, why it is needed, and that's one of the reasons why all those headlines appears every day. And I'm very sure that one of the key reasons is exactly this. And again, of course, approximately a bit less than half admits that cybersecurity awareness and culture of the cybersecurity within the organization is critically important, but still there's second part which we can see do not consider that as critical factor and as critical aspect of the cybersecurity in general. And of course, this is what I mentioned here to make sure that the cybersecurity awareness in the organization is on a really high level. There must be very well prepared and predefined awareness programs specifically organized for specific groups of the people within the company. Not the same awareness programs for all, but separate and completely different for management, different for different departments within the company, just to make sure the target audience is really reached. And we cannot do that in a one single way. Then 5 questions that every enterprise should be asking to make sure we move closer to more sophisticated and comprehensive cybersecurity within our organization. So again, one is if we really are effectively allocating budget and resources. Then of course, if we are measuring how we spend the cost and do we have appropriate metrics to understand what and how we are doing and how well we are doing. Then again, if we are enough quickly anticipating what would be the new technologies and processes to make sure we can prepare in advance, not at the time when it's already there. Then mentioned on Parity, every organization must understand what's the situation in our company. Do we really consider and implement cybersecurity at the same level, both for our internal departments and our suppliers, and that we do not do it just for specific groups of the people or for specific parts of the business. And of course, the question is how can we best transfer existing cybersecurity technologies, processes that we have to make sure we are closer to the state-of-the-art approach, and which would make our digital trust really on a high level. And then just to conclude with a couple of recommendations, basically there must be top management support and involvement in all those cybersecurity related questions, and this must be promoted by them. Otherwise all the other activities we do to improve and increase cybersecurity awareness will not work. Of course, cybersecurity talents, the professional cybersecurity experts, we need them first of all to find and hire, and afterwards, of course, train. Again, this is something related with budget, but this is the only way how to move forward and make sure our cybersecurity is on the right level. And again, both cybersecurity operations and management should collaborate. There must be understanding between those two groups, what we are going to do, what are the technologies we are going to implement, and avoid situation when management thinks one and in reality is implemented something else. Then innovations and it goes together with artificial intelligence and automation. These are the areas where we really need to think, and this is unavoidable that in the coming years each and every organization will need to think about that to make sure we can make sure cybersecurity, cyber defense is at the minimum level at least. And again, the last point from our side on recommendations is to make sure that funding for cybersecurity is not somehow separated from the general budgeting process of the organization, but make sure that this is understood as part of the business, and otherwise we will again come to the same situation when cybersecurity is considered separately. Then we will never get to the state where we really want to be in our organization. Okay, that's it generally about the survey, and there are just a few facts what we did and how we did. Thanks a lot for your attention. Any questions?
Yes, we have a little time for questions. Anyone in the audience? Well, I have a question, and it's a sort of probably a difficult one, but if you can give a short answer. What do you do in a nightmare scenario when there's been a breach? How do you do something to preserve the brand reputation when that happens? And I'm talking about Target, I'm talking about some of these spectacular things that have happened in the US, but these companies have somehow managed to go on. What do you do? How do you react internally? How do you react externally when that happens?
To be honest, I think there are not a lot of options how to hide that, especially for big corporations, for big enterprises. There are actually not a lot of things to do when the breach occurred. So, of course, there are a lot of things that companies internally try to do. Try to first of all not push that outside the company, try to hide that and first investigate. But in those cases that we see in headlines, basically for the big companies, I would say from my point of view, it's not possible to do anything. You can just start thinking how to pay the fees to the customers and those whose data are leaked. So that's why, yeah, we basically need to start thinking already once, basically sometime before that happens.
So in short, if you haven't done all of that stuff and prevented the breach, then there's a nasty American word that describes your condition.
Exactly.
Okay, have something for you. And this is a thank you from the organizers. And there's 2 invitations to tonight's after party. One of which you can give to somebody who thinks has given one of the best questions at these sessions, and the other one is for yourself. Okay, I'm unable to go this evening, so you can. Okay, I think we're